Welcome into the discussion today. I really appreciate you joining me on this journey or on our respective and somewhat parallel journeys. Hopefully they're not going to clash anytime soon. Today's topic is a series of three, actually. The main topic is question and answer. So stay tuned. There'll be three parts to this one, but the main guest and the main contributor, the leader in this discussion, is the esteemed Mr. Karan Evan Ahmad. Enjoy. All right, we're going to start the discussion about, I think, purpose and message. Myself and my son Karan will be talking about our perspectives on this. I'm going to cue it up after he introduces the topic about purpose and message and the search for it. So rather than me belabor that point, Karan, please take it on.
So I was watching this movie, My Dinner with Andre, and the two main characters, Andre and Wallace, they really have like two separate like socioeconomic current circumstances. Wallace is more like a struggling type artist, struggling to live in New York and everything like that. And Andre is like a very sophisticated and powerful, successful playwright, and he's been touring the world. He's famous and rich and everything like that. And they come together for this dinner where they both talk and share their experiences. And what really becomes like the main point is that they're both truly trying to find a purpose in life, and they're both kind of unhappy with their own respective lives, even though their lives are so different. And you would say that one's life is better because he has more going on. So I was just talking about the fact that, purpose is kind of like a never-ending thing. That's really like finding a reason for why we're living life is really the reason that we live life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were telling about that movie, it generated a thought to me and a remembrance of literally a few weeks ago. I was talking to my sister from Chicago, Nancy. She had called me, and then I called her back, and she was telling me, not a story, a tragic event, that her grandson, senior in college, in his last semester of studying, president of his fraternity, doing all the great things that a young black man would be doing, and she called to tell me that he was murdered at college. And even though in this book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, in these podcasts that I'm doing like right now, I had nothing to say to her. I have no words, no fake poetry, couldn't play the trumpet, couldn't be funny, couldn't give her some uplifting wisdom. I had nothing to tell her about that. Yeah, I'm writing about and speaking about purpose and message. I always reiterate that in my podcast. My purpose and message is to relay these messages from what I've written, what I've experienced in marriages, divorces, books, corporate, military. My purpose, great. But how the hell does that help someone like that going through something so painful up front and this tragic? How does that help? How does that help me to relate to her? Your purpose and message is this. You'll be fine. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's just like having these moments, those really dark moments of like someone passing, or just something in your life changing where you didn't have control over it. It's just very traumatic, and like there's really nothing that someone can say, because that's really like your own personal trial and tribulation that you need to walk through the fire to get, not even past, but get used to until the fire just subsides over time. I think all of it just plays into the purpose of just like continuing to try. I saw this quote on TikTok. It said from some philosopher, it said the reason we despair is because we still have faith in the world or something like that.
Oh, we despair because we have put our faith in the world, not in what is driving us internally. Is that it?
Or I think more so, or my interpretation was like the reason that we despair is because we believe in the world, have faith in the world, is goes to show that we haven't given up on life or given up on, living this life. The fact that we despair is like saying like, oh, I really wish it wouldn't go this way, rather than just being whatever, I don't care, ignorant. That means that you really don't care about life. But having the despair shows that you're really alive and that you really are living the life that you are trying to succeed in if you're feeling despair, So when it comes to like loss, it's a march. It's a kind of solo march. No one can really come with you on that journey. Even if someone knew the person that you're now without, your own personal journey is your own. You can't bring anybody with you. And that brings you closer to your purpose of why you're here.
Again, that makes perfect sense to me for what I have experienced myself. Again, corporate, military, personally, good. You survive it, you got through it, you learned something from it. But either way, it's still painful. My pain is, to me, it's difficult to compare my pain to the pain I described to you about Nancy's and her son. Those things can't be equated. And it's all relative and relevant to whoever's going through it. I get that. But from where I'm sitting, easy to theorize and philosophize about, okay, that's how it works. But when it's your time having that experience, how do you then not only get through it, how do you then relate that and share that with someone else that hasn't gone through that, and you're still hurting from that loss or gain or whatever you want to call it? You're still going through it. How are you gonna find the time, the peace, the grace, the calmness to talk about that?
Well, I know with me, and it's a way, way, way less horrifying thing than what Miss Nancy went through. But even like a breakup is loss, It's way less bad than that, but still though. So I know myself, I could never really put somebody in the feeling of how I feel or how I've been feeling the past couple months. But at the same time, I know that it's nobody else's responsibility because no one else can come with me on this journey, and that I'm eventually just going to move past it, be able to move with the pain, like walking through that fire, like I said before, as it just eventually subsides more and more. So you really can't bring anybody with you on this journey.
Thank you once again for joining us in this discussion. As always, stay current, stay present. It's always 820.